ranking every Overwatch 2 hero easiest to hardest. To give some context, this isn't how strong a hero is, it is how easy they are to get value out of. The easiest character is an obvious choice, which is Moira. She has the easiest mechanics in the game, doesn't take much game sense to use, so she is the easiest. It really is just choose whether you need to heal or do damage, and don't be a DPS Moira and you can do well. Even just being a heal bot on Moira is still very strong. Mercy is next, being the easiest. Once again, very simple mechanics, a good amount of game sense, but the mechanics being so simple places her here. Brig is pretty much the same as these two, except she has one skill shot, which makes her like 0.1% harder. Her ultimate is a fight starter, so you don't need to know much knowledge on when to use it. Just use it at the start of the fight or during a fight where everyone's alive and it will get value. And once again, very easy mechanics. Roadhog, most hated hero in the game, and for a good reason. Hook is OP and easy to use. Can buy you easy one-shots, and his heal as well is also an easy way to get out of your own bad positioning. Soldier 76 is basically a COD simulator, and the only reason he's lower than these others is because he has hard game mechanics. Argue with me all you want, Soldier is easy, but aiming is still a hard mechanic for some people. One of the most basic kits in the entire game though. And right behind Soldier, the horse.
Peter, the horse is here.
Orisa has simple mechanics, and just like Roadhog, can put herself in dangerous situations and get out with Fortify or her spin in a comfortable way. Her ult is hard to use, but her other mechanics bring her hardness scale down, and with a good healer, Orisa is almost unstoppable if the team is just shooting at the Orisa instead of the healer when it comes to lower ranks. Kiriko is next, and some of her mechanics are pretty hard to use, but others are very easy, putting her low on this list. Her ult, first of all, is basically press Q to win, but along with her teleport and Suzu, it gives her very easy ways to cancel out strong abilities that needed skill to hit as long as you time them correctly. Burn me to the ground, but Kiriko is not hard to play. You get an easy get out of jail free card, and it just brings her down so much. Bastion is pretty self-explainable. If you're in a higher rank, his ultimate can be hard to hit, but otherwise his kit is easy if played correctly with good positioning. Mei is one of those heroes that's easy mechanically, but game sense wise is on the harder side, but once you learn the basics, it's not hard to get value. Using wall in the correct spots can change a hold completely, so that is really important, but like I said, easy to learn how to use. I think Mei is definitely on the easier side of heroes. Reaper is the same way, where he is mostly game mechanics, but once you get them down, his Wraith can bail you out so easily, and his ult is just press Q in a group of players that use their cooldowns to win. Soldierin is another tricky topic because mechanically you need good aim and she is hard, and that is all you need, but she also has a way to bail out of fights easily with her slide, so if you use it in the correct way, she's so light to play. You kinda have to treat her slide like Genji's dash and just use it to get out and you'll have success. Zarya, once again, easy mechanically, but on the harder end of game sense. Wasting your bubbles are very easy to do if you get greedy for charge, but other than that, once again, overall easy kit. D.Va is a tricky one to place because she is kinda in the middle, but definitely on the easier side of tanks because of things like Defense Matrix, which is an insanely good ability, which is just her right click. Using her bomb correctly and not wasting it is also important, but because of being able to feed easily, I think she is a little bit harder than the other tanks already talked about. Sig is the same way, but I do think he is harder just because of his mechanics and the game sense you need to play him. It can be hard to hit his rock as well. Not as hard as say Monkey or Ryan in general, but definitely one of the harder tanks. Lucio's another hard case because the mechanics are inherently easy, but to be really good, they are really hard once you get to a higher level. Lucio also takes in a good amount of game sense, but I think this is just a good spot for him when you hear the rest of the list. Now, our last of our easier mechanical heroes on this list, we have Junkrat. I mean, we know why he's here. He can just spam and get kills. He is hard to 1v1 hit scan heroes though from afar, and to win those 1v1s, it's hard. It's his weakness, so I'll give it to him, but I'm leaving him here. Torb is next, and people are going to be so mad that he's lower on this list and considered harder, but listen, I think his primary fire is hard to hit for new players who haven't played games with projectiles like Overwatch, then heroes like Junk, but also takes game sense to know where to put his turrets on maps that aren't Torb maps. I will not elaborate, he is staying here. Baptiste is here because even though his Emort is ridiculously strong, you need to know how to use it, and otherwise has a pretty basic kit. Most boring hero in the game, in my opinion. Pharah can be hard when going against double hit scan, but when pocketed against bad hit scan or one hit scan with a Mercy is unstoppable in low ranks. Easy, there's not much more to say than timing her ultimate and using her abilities correctly. Our first cowboy is up, and maybe I'm biased because I main Kree, but without flash, it is a little harder to play super aggressive. But the sticky grenade is very good, so even though he has hard mechanics, his abilities make up for him a lot and make his character a lot easier. Hanzo is one of those heroes where sometimes it does feel like you can just spam with him, but with good aim you can wreak havoc. The easy side of Hanzo is, like I said before, just spamming down the choke, but on the other hand, hitting crucial shots and headshots is just as important in that, and it is pretty hard for Overwatch 2's new players. Next up is Overwatch 2's newest hero, Ramattra. Ramattra has a lot to manage. He is a jack of all trades, and timing each ability and combo correctly can really decide whether you feed or not. The only thing which brings him down this list is his ultimate. Especially in low ranks, Ramattra is pretty much unstoppable once you use your ult, which makes him very easy to use when first starting the game, so that brings him down on the hard end of things, which makes me consider him a little easier, but there are harder tanks. And speaking of harder tanks, Winton Overwatch is next, and I have a lot to say about him because I think he is one of the harder tanks to use, and people sleep on him. They sleep on him so hard. Even though he has a lot of easy mechanics, you actually need a brain to play Winston, and knowing when to use each of one of your abilities, who to dive, is all really important and can cost a game if used wrong. And right after Winston, kinda in the same type of case, is Rein. Both of these heroes rely less on mechanics and a lot more of knowledge about Overwatch itself. Widow is next, which is kind of the opposite of the two before. You don't need much Overwatch knowledge, but you do need very good mechanics. And I think all these heroes grouped around in the same type of spot is good because they all take around the same amount of skill. And when it comes to easy, hard, each has its own factors which weigh about the same, especially when we're talking about these middle of the list heroes. And I'm putting Ashe in front of Widow because her dynamite simply and other abilities that she has to time out, and you need a lot more game sense and positioning for Ashe than Widow, who can kind of just chill in the back. Zenyatta is one of the harder heroes on this list because he is taking both game sense and mechanical skill, and I think this is less Discord and more Harmony Orb for the skill. Knowing who to keep your orb on in general is important, and then having to win those 1v1s without dying, which in the clip I'm showing, I'm pretty sure I die as Zen, but they're crucial to hit, and you need to know when to use trans and not regret not using it earlier or later. Now this next one I know is going to make a certain group of people very happy, and I hate myself for putting her this high, but Symmetra. Sim is hard on non-sim maps. She takes a lot of game sense and knowledge of the actual hero to get value, and I see people online popping off with her all the time, and it's just so impressive because she has a very diverse kit, and you need both mechanics and game sense to play her on maps that don't really cater to her. Just kind of in the same boat as Tor, but I think she is a little bit harder. Doom is another hero that is high on my list in particular because I think his mechanics are hard. I've tried to pick him up so many times, and I don't know if it's like the hero game sense or mechanics that I'm not good at or whatever, but he's just so hard, I don't get it. Obviously, everyone ran rampant with like his buff when he got it, but like when he's not OP, he's hard, and I'll give you Doom players that. That's why he's this high on the list. And now to the hardest healer, I have to give it to Ana, as she has the hardest mechanics out of all of them, and most of her abilities are skill shots. Sleep is balanced but hard to hit if you don't have good aim, and nade is so crucial to use at correct times that if you mess it up, you can change the course of a fight. One of the last tanks on this list is Junker Queen. With the skill shot that is pretty hard to hit in my opinion, and abilities that take good timing, Junker Queen is one of the harder heroes to pick up and do well with. Her ultimate is easy to hit a target with, but to not die after and to like actually live and get value is hard if you don't have any good game sense knowing when to use that ultimate. Another hard DPS is going to be Sombra. Now she is here because no, hitting a hack is not hard, but getting value out of that hack and using her abilities correctly is, and that is the biggest part of her kit, not wasting her abilities, getting quick kills, which is mechanically difficult, and knowing when to not use abilities as well, saving your hack for better targets. And now to the hardest tank, which some people are going to be mad at me for this one, is Ball. The amount of bad balls I see because he is so hard is crazy. Getting value from Hammond with his hard to use ability mechanics and hero game sense is really difficult. You can't just roll around the whole match saying hamster funny and win. It just won't happen. He's too hard of a hero. He's a giant target. I give you ball mains credit who are actually good because he is hard. And the number 3 spot is going to be taken by Echo, a mechanically hard hero who takes positioning very seriously, along with her ult, which has been nerfed when you copy a tank. So the combination of all these factors, her projectile shots, her stickies, all of them are hard to use. They take account to her placing at number 3 on my list. Number 2 is going to be Tracer, and mechanically one of the hardest heroes in the game, and using her abilities to full potential, hitting your pulse bombs, everything plays into being good, especially targeting the correct heroes on the enemy team can make or break whether or not you're a good Tracer. I think just using her abilities correctly consistently really places Tracer this high. And last but not least, the hardest hero and DPS in Overwatch 2 is going to be Genji. Taking the cake for me 2 games in a row, Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2, Genji is still the most difficult hero with the highest skill ceiling as well. Just like Tracer, diving on the correct targets and not wasting cooldown, like Dash, can decide whether you live during a fight or die. This is definitely the hero with the hardest movement in the game as well, and along with that, Dragon Blade is probably one of the most difficult ultimates to master in the game. Who do you think are the hardest heroes in Overwatch 2? Comment below.